right. Hey, y'all. I have not been on live since Monday. I needed a rest week. Okay, period. I just needed to rest, rejuvenate my energy, get back into alignment. There was just some self-care things that I needed to do, which is why y'all haven't seen me the last couple of days. No, you didn't miss any lives. For those who've been wondering, like, did I miss anything? No, you didn't miss nothing. Poca has not been on live. Poca has barely been posting and doing anything. Okay? I needed a reset. Okay, and I had to use these last couple of days to just reset mentally, to get my mind together. Not, in a bad way, but sometimes you just gotta reset. Sometimes you just gotta, take a moment to step back, to step away, to recharge, to, gain some clarity and some deeper understanding and things of that nature. So that's what I've been doing. Not only that, but the time change and it being so dark so quick has really been fucking with my brain. Okay, I've really been trying to adjust to it being so fucking dark so early. It's just so weird. I feel like it's never been this dark, this early, this fast. I don't know if it's just me. I don't know if I'm tweaking. I don't know if I'm tripping. I don't know what the fuck is going on, but I'm like, why is it 4:30 and it's already, fucking damn near pitch black? What the fuck is going on? That shit has been mind-boggling. Okay? But anywho, I'm okay. Everything is well. Everything is good. For those who have inboxed me or DM me, checking in, I appreciate all of you guys. I just be needing a break. And, in this season, I'm really learning to put me above y'all, which I don't usually do. And, so sometimes you just might not hear from me. And it doesn't necessarily mean anything is going wrong. It just means Poca just needs some time. To just rest. I've been in bed for 3 days straight. Just waking up, eating, watching a little something, going right back to dreamland. And it has been amazing. Okay? Spirit has really been talking to me as I've been resting about a lot of us getting out of survival mode. And we don't really understand sometimes how deep into survival mode we are, especially when we are pushing ourselves way harder than we should be, especially when we're not giving ourselves time to, just be, especially when we're not giving ourselves time to do whatever we feel called to do in whatever moment, or moments we're experiencing at the time. A lot of times we beat ourselves up for not having the energy to do certain things, or for, feeling the need to not be around certain people or not go certain places, or taking off days at work, or whatever the case is, right? There's a lot of different things that can kind of put us in this energy where we're beating ourselves up for not listening to our bodies, okay? And I was having a long conversation today with somebody close to me, and we were talking about listening to our bodies, right? Now, Sagittarius season, like I've been telling y'all for the last couple of weeks, is the last zodiac before we get fully into what I call the hibernation season, right? Where you're resting, you're rejuvenating your energy, you're taking time off, you're taking time for yourself, you're kind of taking a step back, you're reflecting, right? And this season is kind of mixed emotionally because, of course, you're going to feel like you want to get certain things done. Of course, you're going to feel like you want to go certain places and do certain things and, you know, enjoy certain things. But you also will feel that need to start kind of pulling back from certain people, places, and things. You'll also feel the need to take more time for yourself. You'll also feel the need to rest, right? You'll also feel the need to, Spirit is saying, be more intimate with yourself, right? And it's kind of like a mix of emotions, right? Where it's like, okay, I know I want to get certain things done, but I also am feeling called to just not do shit. Or I know I want to achieve certain things, or I have this, you know, this estimate of time in my head that I want to have certain things done by or completed by, but I also feel the need to take my time or to kind of slow things down, right? So I really want you guys to listen to yourself, listen to your body. If you don't feel called to do certain things, don't fucking do it. You know what I'm saying? If you don't feel called to be around certain people, don't be around them. If you don't feel called to talk to certain people or to go certain places, then don't do it. Okay? Don't allow that survival mode version of yourself be your downfall, right? And pushing yourself way too hard or pushing yourself out of alignment by trying to do things that don't feel natural to you, okay? This is a time to really allow yourself to move in whatever feels natural. Whatever feels natural. If that means I just naturally feel like laying here, lay there. If that means I just naturally feel like being more to myself, then be to yourself. If that means you feel more naturally, you know, led to start something new or introduce something new to your life, then do it. Whatever feels natural to you is what you should be doing. And because of a lot of our childhoods, this ties into childhood trauma more than you know. Because a lot of our childhoods, you know, to sit down and rest, you was called lazy. I don't know about y'all, but on like Saturdays, you know, or Sundays, my mama just felt like if she was up at 10:30 a.m., you needed to be up at 10:30 a.m. Doing what? Who fucking knows? Cleaning, washing something, doing something, going somewhere, being outside, doing something, right? And if you wasn't doing certain things, even though it was a weekend, even though it was a time for you to kind of take a load off, you was called lazy or getting cussed out, yelled at, whatever. And for me personally, I had to, in the, you know, start of my journey, start to really give myself the space and the freedom to just be when I naturally feel led to just fucking be. Because usually I would just get up and try to find something to do because I just thought in my head like, okay, you being lazy. You need to get up and do something. Wash something, cook something, clean something. You know what I'm saying? You need to do something, right? So a lot of us have it instilled in us that if we're not always on the go, if we're not always moving, if we're not always doing something, if we're not always busy, if we're not always, you know what I'm saying, creating something or whatever the case is, then we're lazy or, you know, we are, you know, not as valuable or not as good as the next person or whatever the case is. And that's just not the truth, okay? So I really want you guys, as we get deeper into the hibernation season, which is basically Capricorn season, Aquarius season, and Pisces season, right? So the closer we get to that, probably around like the middle of December, you'll start feeling that energy a lot more. Give yourself permission to just be. Okay? Don't beat yourself up over small shit. Don't beat yourself up because you feel like taking a rest or taking a break or relaxing or kicking your feet up or whatever. Okay? It is what it is. It is what it is. And if you don't take time to rest, if you don't take time for yourself, then it's like, what the fuck do you think you're going to be able to do efficiently or effectively? Okay? You only do your best work when you are your best self. It just is what it is. And everything needs a break. Everything needs a break. You can't be on a computer 24/7, 365. It's going to crash. It needs a break. I remember when, the first iPhones came out, and I used to always keep my phone on a charger. Always on a charger. Anytime my phone was, anything less than 50%, I'm plugging that charger up. And then my phone would start tweaking. I'm like, what the fuck? And I would go to the Apple store. I went to the Apple store this one time, and the man was like, you just need to let your phone die sometimes. You just need to let it die sometimes. It allows it to do whatever it needs to do. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it needs to die. You just need to let that bitch go to 1% and just dwindle away. Right? And that's kind of the same thing. Sometimes you just not necessarily need to die, but you just need to rest. You can't be moving 24/7. You can't be trying to do things 24/7. You can't be trying to be everywhere 24/7. You can't be trying to be in everything 24/7. You have to sometimes give yourself some time to rest. Okay? And I promise after you do, and when you come back, you'll be more recharged than ever. You'll be more focused than ever. You'll be more alert, more aware, more in tune than you ever have before, because you've given yourself time to reset. Period. Businesses don't run 24/7. They shut down. They got closing hours. Because we got to reset this fucking store. We got to wash these dishes. You know what I'm saying? We got to restock. We got to give our workers some time to rest. Everything has a point where it resets itself. Okay? So don't get to a place where you feel bad or you feel negative or you beat yourself up because you're in a space of reset. And I feel like a lot of you guys are going through a reset period. Not only just because you need to rest and take some time off, but also Spirit has been saying because a lot of the things that you guys have asked for, a lot of the things that you've been working towards, thank you for the gift, a lot of that shit is trying to come in. Right? A lot of it is trying to come in. And you can't necessarily be prepared for something if you're still moving and shaking and doing all of this extra shit all over the place. Right? For example, if I order something, every apartment or home that I've moved into, right, and you order furniture, you got to take time off of work so that you can be home to let the people in. I can't still be at work while them people trying to drop off my new shit in my new place in this new environment. I got to take off. I got to be able to open the door. I got to be able to point them into whatever room that shit got to go in. And if they're the type of furniture company that sets the shit up for me, I got to be there to watch and make sure all of the shit is where it's supposed to be. How can I do that if I'm not in place? How can I do that if I'm running around all over the place, or if I'm at work, or if I'm doing all of these extra things? And for a lot of you guys, the movers are coming. The furniture is coming. Certain things are coming in that you asked for, and you got to be there to set it up. You got to be there to point to where in your life these things are supposed to be, or be ready to open the door and accept them. You can't be, out the country, out the house, out the neighborhood, 5 hours away, occupied all the time, and then think that these things are going to be ready for you. Because what happens when you have something that you have to sign for, or you have certain things that you have to open the door for, and you're not there? They don't deliver it. It doesn't get delivered. You're going to have to wait. You're going to have to do what? Reschedule. And some of y'all don't have the time to reschedule or do all of that work all over again. Start over. You ain't got time. You done did all this motherfucking work all year. For some of y'all, the last couple of years, 3 years are very significant. There's something about the number 3. Okay, I've been seeing the number 3 pop up a lot. 3, 6, and 9 have been popping up a lot. So there's something significant with 3s or groups of 3s or, you know, numbers associated with 3. A lot of you have been putting in so much motherfucking work. You can't afford for them people to come knock on your door with the shit that you've been working so hard for and you're not there. You can't afford that. It's just not going to work. So if you feel the need to take some time off, understand that that is also something that is working to your advantage. Something that is working on your behalf. You're not being led to take no time off just to sit around and be lazy. You know what I'm saying? You're not taking no time off just to, because you ain't shit. Like, y'all have to understand the difference between procrastination and needing to rest. Because some of y'all have it confused. Sometimes you may be forcing yourself to do certain things. That's not procrastination. That means you need to rest. If you're forcing it and it's not natural, procrastination is when you feel naturally drawn to something, but you just won't get your ass up and do it. Or you're overthinking it even though you feel naturally drawn to it. That's procrastination. But when you need to rest, that's when you forcing some shit that's not even natural. You trying to push something. You trying to make it happen. You trying to force yourself to do something that does not feel natural to your being, that does not feel organic. It don't really feel like you need to be doing it, but you trying to force it. You have something in your head, you know, pushing you to force yourself. You're looking at somebody else and you're comparing yourself to them, so then you're forcing yourself to do that shit. No. Sometimes the only work you need to do is take a step back and let the motherfuckers in the door. If you blocking the motherfucking door, how's your shit supposed to come in? You got to move out the way. You have to move out the way. A lot of this shit that's coming in is too big for you to be blocking the door. They need all the space they can get to bring these things into your space. Period. Let's get into these messages. We're going to go in for ancestor messages today. Of course, it's going to be a mixture of channel messages and card pulls. I'm still doing specials for the month of December. So if you're interested, then you can inbox me, send me a DM, or email me. All of my links are in my bio, so that you can get information on the specials. All other services are on my website, which is also linked in my bio. There's something significant with I'm hearing Nana, okay? So this could be, I heard Nana, then I heard Mary or Margaret or Martha or some with an M. Somebody's grandmama is like M-A-R. Mary, Martha, something like that. Okay, M-A-R, M-A something is significant. Okay, I feel like this ancestor was not somebody who was soft or sweet. This gives me, and look what's at the bottom of the deck. Stop playing. This gives me very much so very hard body ancestor. This not one of them soft, sweet grandmas. This is one of them real niggas. Whoever this ancestor is, she's a real one. A real one. Wasn't all cute and cuddly. She was one of them ones, walk heavy. highly respected in the family. This could be a great grandmother as well. For some of y'all, it could be a great. Some of y'all live to see y'all great grandmother. But this is somebody, again, they walked heavy. It was very big dog energy. I feel like a lot of you guys are unlocking new ancestors, as far as not that they weren't always there, but the fact that you're becoming more aware of their presence specifically. Like, you're realizing, like, oh, this specific ancestor is around me. Like, I can tell. I can feel it. You know what I'm saying? This specific person. Some of you guys may have been doing more research into your family lineage or something along those lines. Ancestry could be significant. Old photo books could be significant. I'm hearing an old Bible could be significant. For some of you guys, it could be a grave site that Spirit is saying. It could be a grave site that's around a grave that you usually visit, but now you're starting to pay more attention to this family member. Like, maybe you visited a gravesite recently, and you may have, like, you know how, like, families be all together sometimes in gravesites, and you go to a gravesite of the person that you know, but then you also have other family members around them. It's like you're starting to notice the other family members around them. A lot of y'all, I just heard new character unlock. So a lot of you guys are unlocking the presence of another ancestor here. You could be having dreams that of faces that you don't really remember seeing. If this person was alive when you was born, but then they passed away while you was very young, so you don't really remember, your energy remembers. And don't take all of these messages together. If certain pieces of this fits, take that. If the whole thing fits, take that. But don't, grave sites are very, very, very significant. Very significant. Some of you guys could be feeling a lot more energy now when you go visit certain grave sites. Whereas before, maybe you didn't really feel it as much. You know what I'm saying? And when I say you didn't really feel it, of course you could have still been emotional or whatever. But when you go now, like, you actually can feel the energy of those people. Whether you know them or not, you can tell you're not alone at all. Okay? I just heard followed you home. For some of you guys, if you visited a gravesite lately, whoever that ancestor is, they kind of followed you back home. So not only are you feeling that energy there, but now you're feeling it in your home. And if it's not a gravesite that you visited, this ancestor maybe have just introduced themselves to your house. I'm getting like weird things could be happening, like lights flickering, hearing footsteps in your house, like shit like that. Like my Ring camera thingy, it usually only records when somebody is outside. You know what I'm saying? It don't record if there's a car passing down the street. Like, it's just no point of that. But lately, it's just been recording, and there's been nothing there. Just randomly. Just recording random 30-second videos of nothing. Nothing happening outside. Not a car, not a nothing. So some of you guys could be having like strange things like that happen. Or things being, you feeling like you misplaced something. It's like that feeling when it's like, I know I just put this right here. And then I go back to get it and it's not right here. It's somewhere else. And it could be like a couple feet away, couple inches away, whatever. But it's not exactly where you left it. Okay? Like shit like that is happening. Okay? or getting random like chills. It don't have to be cold, but you just get random chills or you feel random coolness. Okay, a lot of you guys are definitely stepping, well, I guess it is back technically, but stepping more into certain spiritual awareness, right? Where maybe before you weren't as in tune or as sensitive to certain energies, and now you are. Now you're feeling certain things that you probably never felt or never really paid attention to. You're seeing certain things that you never really paid attention to. There's something about expansion when it comes to your ability to sense energy around you. Okay. Aloe vera could be significant. Coca-Cola could be significant. Pepsi could be significant. Preserves could be significant. Okay. If this ancestor made preserves, and I'm getting like homemade preserves. Y'all know it's a difference between preserves and jam and jelly. Now, let me say something. My great-grandmother, this is a sidebar. Baby, she used to go in there and make them that goddamn peach preserve from them peaches that was in the backyard. Oh. Or she take them blackberries that was growing outside and make some blackberry preserve. Oh my God. My grandmama had, and still do, we got land in Shelby, North Carolina. That's where my dad's side of the family is from. And baby, on that piece of land that she got, I mean, she had everything growing out there. Strawberries, blackberries, peaches, apples, all types of shit. Blueberries. I mean, you name it. And she would go out there and pick it and bring that shit back in and wash them goddamn fruits and put them on that stove. Oh my goodness. Cook it down, jar it up. Then she make some homemade biscuits. Girl, let me tell you something. It ain't nothing like a South Carolina breakfast with some homemade biscuits and some homemade preserves. Baby, if I could just go back to the early 2000s and have them goddamn breakfasts again, I'm trying to tell you, that shit is different. Anybody who still got their great grandmama around, and she make preserves and homemade biscuits, give me your address. Cause I might need to stop by. I might have to do a South breakfast tour or something. All right, I'm done being greedy. I just had to get that out because it's just nothing like it. Oh my gosh, she make them eggs and that scrapple. What y'all know about scrapple? Y'all don't know nothing about them motherfucking scrapple, baby. All right, anywho. Breakfast could be significant for sure. This is very great grandma energy. Great grandma energy. This is somebody who is above the matriarch, the current matriarch of the family. This is somebody who is, who can put the grandmama in place type of energy. That's why I keep saying big dog. This is very big dog energy. This is very like, I just heard I'm not one of your little friends. Okay. Ain't never been, never will be. Not one of your little friends. Okay? Gray hair, beautiful gray hair, whether it was short, whether it was long. Okay? There is a lot of pain that this specific ancestor may have went through that you may not know about, or people in the family may not really know about it because they may be so far back. That's what I'm saying, like great grandma, great great grandma. So a lot of people may not know exactly what they went through or what they experienced in their childhood, which kind of made this person hard but loving. You know what I'm saying? Very like Tokyo Tony energy. You know what I'm saying? Like very, very much so aggressive, but very loving at the same time. It's like they do everything they do is out of love. You can feel, you can taste, you can see the love and all of it, but it doesn't. It's a little hard body as well. You know what I'm saying? Like that type of energy. I feel like some of y'all could most definitely be the same way, which is why this ancestor is coming through so strong for y'all now. Because they see a lot of themselves in you. You reflect out a lot of who they were in this lifetime. You guys could have a lot in common as far as the way that you approach certain things, the way that you are. For some of you, a lot of people can feel the same way about you. Like, that person got a heart of gold, but they'll cut your motherfucking ass out at the same time. You know what I'm saying? They'll smack the shit out you and then give you a hug and kiss on the cheek right after. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could resonate with that energy a lot. And this, I feel like this ancestor has taken a liking to you. Even before now. But now they feel like this is the time that they want to work with you. I feel like maybe you were working with other ancestors before, but now this is the one that's like, I want to work with you now. I think you're ready. I think you can handle me is what I'm hearing. I think you can handle my energy now. Some of you guys could have had something happen, or you've been through something that has prepared you for this ancestor to come in. And for you to be, again, receptive to the things that they have to say, and for you to be open to the things that they're guiding you towards or even away from. You couldn't have dealt with this ancestor prior to now because you wasn't ready, and you wasn't in the energy where you would have been aware of their presence. If you don't know specifically who this energy is, some of you guys need to go and do some research into your family tree and kind of just sift through it with no intentions. But if something stands out to you, if something sticks out to you, if you feel connected to something, or, you know, something just makes you you just find yourself being more interested in this specific ancestor, then this is probably the one that's coming through. Or that's probably the one that's coming through. Okay? The color red is significant. I'm hearing cherry red. I'm also seeing a Cadillac, like an old school Cadillac. That could be significant as well. Or like an old school Buick could be significant as well. I'm also seeing like them old school trucks from like the 50s. Y'all know the ones that look like they just, I can't really explain it because I don't know the name of none of these motherfucking trucks. But they just real big and round looking. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Like them old school trucks. Before they got more modernized and more boxy. It's like the bubble type ones. I hope that makes sense. Those are significant. Okay? I'm hearing the song Grandma's Hands. I feel like a lot of you guys, whatever healing you're doing, this particular phase of your healing resonates with this ancestor a lot, because I feel like a lot of you guys are going through a phase where you're becoming softer. And I don't mean soft as in pussy. Because we ain't never pussy. We ain't never no hoe. You know what I'm saying? But softer as far as not being so hard body, not being so guarded, not being so uptight, not being so, you know, reserved, not being so mean, not being so aggressive. You know what I'm saying? Not feeling the need to not necessarily protect yourself, because protecting yourself is always going to be so important, but not feeling the need to overly protect yourself from everything and everybody. You know what I'm saying? Being more open, being more acceptable, being more gracious. I'm even hearing, okay? I'm also hearing a lot of you guys are switching your standards, and I don't mean standards as in like you had high standards and now you like, fuck my standards, I'm just gonna let anybody in. But what you saw for your life and the standards that you had were a little bit more based in hurt and pain than they were based in you trying to protect yourself or you trying to stay away from things that are low vibrational. So a lot of y'all are becoming way more acceptive of things that you probably normally wouldn't have before. I feel like a lot of y'all are attracting people who go against your old standards, right? Or the old things that you kept yourself away from in your life, okay? I feel like a lot of y'all used to be super strict and you're kind of coming out of that. And again, I don't mean this in a way that says that now you're allowing everybody to just come around you and do whatever they want to do. Confirmation. I'm not sleepy because I literally just woke up. So that's confirmation. You're not allowing people to just do whatever. But it's more so like you trust yourself more. And through that, not only just trusting yourself more, but you've also healed a lot of the things that made you so strict, that made you so guarded and reserved. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of y'all have been working through those specific things, and it's been making you more open to things that you definitely would not have been as open to in the past. It's making you more I keep hearing sweet. Like a lot of y'all are getting sweeter. And it could be weirding you the fuck out. You know, when you be a gangster your whole life, and this is from a gangster to another gangster. You know what I'm saying? Being a gangster is hard. Being a gangster is lonely. You know what I'm saying? I always pride myself in the past of being the hardest motherfucker in my family. Like, I don't got no feelings, you know what I'm saying? I don't cry. Fuck a tear. You know what I'm saying? You know, I don't give a fuck. Fuck that nigga. Fuck that bitch. Fuck them all. I don't give a fuck. Does nobody want to talk to me? I don't care. Does nobody like me? I don't care. Blah, 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 blah. But for real, that shit hurt. Not being accepted into certain spaces, having people look at you in a certain way, having people judge you, having people treat you a certain type of way or misuse you or manipulate you or, you know, dishonor your trust or whatever. That shit hurts. And a lot of us learn to kind of like, I don't care, you know what I'm saying, kind of be hard body about it because we as children were never properly cared for when it came to our feelings and emotions. So you had to learn to not care because when you did care, nobody cared. I just feel like we just need some silence to take that in. You had to teach yourself to act like you don't care. Because when you needed motherfuckers to care, they didn't give a fuck. Okay? When you needed people to be around and to say, baby, it's okay, and to give you a hug and a kiss and come to your aid, them motherfuckers wasn't there. or they dismissed your feelings, or they didn't acknowledge your pain, or they made it seem like it wasn't a big deal. So, you know, like when you just let a baby cry, and their excuse are like, oh, you're just letting that baby, they gotta learn. They gotta learn how to self-soothe. No. Pick that goddamn baby up. Why you letting that baby sit in the corner and cry? What the fuck is that? That's not teaching them nothing. It's a baby. These are the years that you nurture the baby, and that you love on that baby, and that you pick that baby up every 5 seconds if you need to. Why the fuck is we trying to teach a baby a lesson? The motherfucker is 4 months. Pick him up. You know what I'm saying? That baby is 2, 3, 4, 5 years old. Hug him. What the fuck? And a lot of that stuff develops so early. You go through emotional neglect so early. You know what I'm saying? And then you wonder why you get to this age, you get to this place where now as an adult, you don't have any type of understanding of what emotional security feels like, what having emotional support feels like. So now you're in a place where you have been in some ways forced to self-soothe. And the way that you self-soothe is to act like you're unaffected. Oh, that don't bother me. You know what I'm saying? That don't bother me. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. Oh, that person cheated on me. You know what? I don't give a fuck. I'm just about to go cheat back. Or I'm just about to go get this money. Or something. Oh, that friend was fake to me. I don't give a fuck. Fuck that bitch. I'm a fighter. Or I'm just going to not talk to him. I'm just going to block him. Oh, my mama treat me like whatever. Oh, I don't care. Yes, you do care. You do. That shit hurts. That shit hurts. I used to sit there and tell myself all the time, oh, I don't give a fuck. I don't care. Even though people was betraying me, misusing me, manipulating me, lying, being conniving, dragging me through drama, all type of shit. And the only way I knew how to protect myself or to respond to it was to say, I don't care. Because that made me feel less low than what I was actually feeling. In my head, I was empowering myself. And I wasn't at all. You know what I'm saying? There was no empowerment in that. It was all pain and hurt and delusion. And then you get to a point where you become an adult and you don't know how to handle your emotions. You've written so many things off as I don't care and oh well and I don't give a fuck that you crash. You emotionally crash. You emotionally crash. You find yourself crying for no motherfucking reason. You don't know why. One day you just super fucking emotional. You just crying. Like, why the fuck am I crying? You're crashing. You've hit your emotional limit, the emotional ceiling. You're crashing now. So things that you've been holding in, sometimes it can take years for you to crash. Months. It just depends on who you are. Just depends on who you are. The timing of it is different for everybody. How much we all can hold is different for everybody. But everybody's going to crash eventually. It's going to start taking a toll on you eventually. Now you're trying to figure out why you can't get out of this depression. Why you got anxiety. Why you got having headaches and migraines and back pains and heart palpitations. And blood issues. Menstrual issues. All of this stuff comes from stress and holding into emotional baggage. Body hurt. You're sore. You're unmotivated. Chest hurt. Back hurt. Neck hurt. All of this is emotional stress showing up in the body. And it happens in so many different ways. Craving sweets. Eating a whole bunch of fucking sugary shit that you know you don't fucking need. emotional stress. Period. That shit all comes together. Anything ignored in the spirit shows up in the physical. You are a spiritual being first. So when you ignore your emotions, which are spiritual things, when you ignore how you feel and what you think, and you don't allow yourself to release those things in the spirit, right? Which is why shadow work is important. Which is why childhood trauma healing is important. Which is why journaling or releasing is important. When you don't give yourself space to do those things, then all of a sudden your physical body starts to take a toll, because the spiritual body controls the physical body. So if the spiritual being is not on point, then the physical being is not going to be on point. If the spiritual being is feeling all over the place and carrying all this baggage, then the physical being is going to start feeling the weight of that baggage. Period. It happens all the time. And it goes through cycles. You go through these cycles continuously until you start to do the work to release the things that you feel. And a lot of you guys have either started this process of releasing, or you've been on this process of releasing for a while. And this particular ancestor is coming in because they resonate with the things that you're doing, because they never got the chance to do it. This is why ancestry is so important. This is why you have to be careful when you call yourself a generational curse breaker. Because you're not just healing things that affect you. You're not just healing things that happen to you personally. You also taking on the load of those who went before you and didn't have the knowledge to do what you're doing now. They didn't have the assistance. They didn't have the social media. They didn't have the Poca. They didn't have the whoever else. They didn't have the YouTube and the books and the therapy sessions. They didn't have all of that. So you are showing up in this place not only to heal what you have experienced personally, but to also bring that energy of healing into the bloodline. And when you start with the head, it trickles down to the body. When you wash the head, it trickles down to the body. So what you're doing here for yourself, it has to trickle down to those who've come before you. And then what you have learned is going to affect those who come after you. You're changing the trajectory of what your family, your bloodline has experienced. Okay? Especially if you come from a family of those who are very, very emotionally detached, because you learned it from somewhere. It came from somewhere. You didn't just wake up one day and just go through the things you went through and it don't affect nobody but you. Somebody else in your family is like that. For some of y'all, your mama is like that. Your daddy could be like that. Your granny could be like that. Cousins, auntie, uncles, whoever you insert here. It didn't start with you, but it can end with you. And a lot of you guys are realizing that being the hardest and the toughest and the strongest soldier ain't all it's cracked up to be. Being the biggest gangster in the family ain't all it's cracked up to be. You know what I'm saying? I'm taking my army outfit off. I'm taking these boots off. Okay? I'm taking off these shoulder pads and I'm putting the guns down. I don't want it. I don't want to be the toughest motherfucker out here. It doesn't serve me. It never has and it never will. I don't want it. You can take it. Somebody else can put all them shoulder pads and shit on it. I don't want it. I don't want it. And a lot of you guys have learned that vulnerability is not weakness. See, allowing yourself to feel what you feel is allowing yourself to be vulnerable. And you can't be vulnerable if you're trying to be the strongest person out here. It's just not going to fucking work. If you're trying to act like you don't got no feelings and you don't care and it's whatever and I could do battle by myself and wop and whoop whoop. Ain't no vulnerability in trying to be the strongest soldier. It's just not. Being able to say, that hurt my feelings, takes a strong motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Being able to say, I don't have the answers, I'm figuring all this shit out, takes a strong motherfucker. Being able to say, you know, this has affected me for years. This hurt me. Being able to cry. Being able to get all of those things out and put them on the table, that's not for the weak. So your idea of strength is changing. Your idea of what strength looks like is changing. What you thought strength was only the biggest display of weakness. And you seen it somewhere in your space. You didn't just learn how to be emotionally detached from nobody. Somebody showed you how to do that shit. You didn't figure it out. Everything that we come into this life, when we come into this life, we learn everything either from the people around us or the things ingrained into our motherfucking DNA. And pain is ingrained in our DNA. You understand? We not just born with all the good things. We born with the bad shit too. And it's generational. And a lot of times you confused because you like, damn, why do I have these things within me that I didn't ask for? Well, because you were sent to heal it. Thank you for the gift. You were sent to heal it. You were sent to be the one to go in and get your hands dirty and get that shit together. That's your job. That's part of your purpose. It's not your full purpose, but it's part of your purpose. And it may not have seemed fair for a long time that you were the one with the awareness, but also the pain. Because sometimes you want to be just as dumb and ditzy as everybody to fuck around you. You want to be just as, you know, not self-aware as everybody else around you. Everybody else don't want to be self-aware. Everybody else don't even know what the fuck they doing. They don't know they got pain. They don't know that they need to heal. They don't know that life could be better. They don't know. And sometimes not knowing feels real good because you can just live in la la land and you can just ignore all of it. You just be like, it doesn't exist. It's not happening. I don't see it. I don't hear it. I don't know. But being born with awareness sometimes can feel like the biggest L of all time. Because I just can't go out here and fuck people over because I'm going to think about it. I'm going to think about it. And again, from one gangster to another, I have never been the nicest person in the room. That ain't my history. I always had a little attitude. You know what I'm saying? I done did my dirt. I'm a Gemini. You catch me on the wrong motherfucking day. You play with me. You play my emotions. You play with anything. Bitch, your ass is grass. You gonna meet that other side real quick. And that other bitch, she don't give a fuck about Nathan. She don't give a fuck about nothing. Do you hear me? She'll take it to the pits of hell before you even get a word out. We already 75 feet deep. Bitch, I don't give a fuck. It's uppy. It's up. I don't get no fucks. But even with me being in that energy, I would think about it. I had awareness. So even after I fuck you over, whether you deserved it or not, I'm going to think about that shit. May not be every day, may not be all the time, but this one pop back up in my motherfucking head. It's gonna come back up. I mind my business. I'm gonna be like, damn, I wowed out. I did a little bit. I took it too far. I probably should just walked away. Just let him have it. You know what I'm saying? That awareness hit different. Other people can do shit to people and not even give it a second thought. They don't think twice about that shit. They'll fuck you over and go eat pancakes. Not giving a shit and sleep all through the night with their feet rubbing together. I could never do that shit if I wanted to. I'ma think about it. It's gonna be on my mind. You may not never know that I done thought about it. You may not never know that it's on my mind. You may not never know that I second guess myself and I'm kind of fucked up with myself because I showed my ass the way that I did. I ain't never liked stepping out of my bag. I never liked that shit. Did it feel good in the moment? Hell yeah. When you mad, you mad. It's up. It is what it is. When I cussed them bitches out, I liked it. When I put my hands on the motherfuckers, I liked it. When I got my lick back, I liked it. But I couldn't enjoy it because that wasn't me. I was built different from the beginning. From the get-go, I was built different. But when you build different, but then you taught that your emotions and your ability to be aware and your ability to care is wrong, you're conflicted. Because everybody else around me, they do shit and they don't give a fuck. So now I got to learn to do shit and not give a fuck. Or I'm going to always have my feelings hurt around these motherfuckers. I'm going to be vulnerable. I'm going to be, a fucking target. I'm putting a target on my back. If all these motherfuckers around here strapped up and they don't mind shooting, I got to put on some protective gear and get my motherfucking gun too. Not because that's who I am, but because that's what I got to do to protect myself. And a lot of us were in survival mode. This goes all the way back to what we were talking about in the beginning. A lot of us was just trying to survive. And it unfortunately became a lifestyle when it wasn't supposed to. What we did to keep ourselves safe emotionally, physically, it became a lifestyle when it wasn't supposed to. It became something I do everywhere instead of something I just did there in that environment. And to switch that in your head and to get yourself to see, I'm no longer there anymore. I no longer have to be forced to be in that environment anymore. I don't have to force myself to be around those people anymore. This is why isolation is such a monumental part of this journey. Because only when the room is quiet can you truly hear what's really going on in your heart. Only when it's quiet around this bitch. When you ain't got nobody to use as a distraction. When you don't got people around to talk over what your intuition is telling you. When you don't have any things in your space to keep you busy. That's when you really start to tune in and be like, oh shit. We got some work to do. And the beautiful thing about this process is it's ongoing. So it's not no rush. And I feel like a lot of you guys are giving yourself the space to take your time. You know what I'm saying? I'm just going to take my time. I'm going to heal. I'm going to get my shit together. I'm going to allow myself to be vulnerable. And a part of allowing yourself to be vulnerable is knowing that you can't do it around everybody. And the gag is, if I can't be vulnerable around you, why the fuck are you here? If I can't be vulnerable around you, why the fuck are you here? Because vulnerability is nothing more than me being in touch and in tune with me. At the purest form. That's what vulnerability is. I'm in tune with me. A whole 100%. I know what I feel. I know what I see. I know what I think. I know what I want. I know what I don't want. I know where I am. I know where I don't want to be. And if I can't get to that place with you around, that means you are a threat to who I am. And I'm not safe with you. So you can't be in my space. If I'm not safe with you, why the fuck is you here? What purpose are you serving? Every relationship, every connection that we have has to serve a purpose. It got to serve a purpose. We're not in relationships just to be in them. We're not connected with people just to be connected, just to say be connected. Hell no. What is the purpose here? What is the intention? What is this bringing me? What is this helping me with? What is this helping me through? There has to be something that I'm getting out of this, and there has to be something you getting out of this. It has to be mutually beneficial. Mutually. Not just you taking from me, and then I'm left high and dry. Or the other way around. Because sometimes when you don't know what emotional security looks like, you can become a leech. I've been a leech too, emotionally. Hell yeah, I've leached emotionally so motherfucking much. When you growing up not getting what the fuck you need emotionally, you gonna go find it. And if I have something, or if I don't have something and I'm taking it from you, then what the fuck am I giving you in return? Nothing. If I'm getting into these relationships looking for you to feed me emotionally like I need it from my daddy, what the fuck can I give you? Nothing. Or looking for you to support me like my mama didn't, or accept me like my mama didn't, what am I giving you? Nothing. I'm coming to take. And that's a part of emotional vulnerability. To be in that space of awareness of self. AKA accountability. I've came into a lot of people's lives and just took shit that I thought I was owed because of the childhood version of me that was still seeking certain holes to be filled, certain spaces to be occupied within my heart. So I made it the responsibility of other people. Again, awareness is not for the weak. Being aware is not for the weak. Knowing yourself through and through is not for the weak. Whether this is the version of yourself that you was taught to be, whether it was the version of yourself that you was forced to be. Regardless, it's a part of you. And if you don't break that shit down, you become a ticking time bomb. Not only for you, but also for the people that you are connected to. Isolation has purpose. When you get into those spaces of isolation and you start to realize what parts of your childhood trauma is affecting you in your relationships, what parts of your character and your characteristics were forged out of pain and hurt and abandonment. When you start to sit with all of those things and understand all of those things, you then transform into the person you're supposed to be by eliminating who you never were. And again, a lot of you guys are stepping into this new place where your awareness is being heightened. So it's not necessarily that you're being more hard on yourself, but you're being more accountable with yourself. There's a difference. It's not beating yourself up when you acknowledge that you have certain characteristics or there are certain things about you that are not what they should be. That's not beating yourself up. That's accountability. That's good. That's a good thing. That's a positive thing. It may not feel positive because that means a part of you has to die. That's why I don't feel good sometimes when you have to be accountable for things. Because you go through a grieving process. We grieve the parts of us that we have to release and throw away. That shit don't just go away and we don't care no more. Hell nah. We grieve that shit. You grieve it because those parts have been with you for a very, very long time. They've been a part of your journey. They've been a part of you protecting yourself. It's like when you got to fire your favorite security guard. But you got to fire them because they out here beating everybody the fuck up. They not just beating up the enemies. They beating up every motherfucking body. They just ready to fuck all this shit up. And it's like, you've been with me for a long time, but goddamn, you not letting nobody through this motherfucker. You just giving everybody fades. That can't happen. That's a liability. And sometimes you have to realize that the parts that you have gotten so close to, you're only close to because that's all you had. The pieces of you that you held so dear, you only held them to that regard because that's all you had. You weren't shown any other options. Maybe you didn't have any other options at the time. When you 6 and 7 and 8 years old and you got to protect yourself emotionally because the adults around you are still 6 and 7 and 8 themselves, you got to do what you got to do. Or what you know to do at that moment, what you know to do at that time. And at that age, we don't know what the fuck to do, which means that you just doing anything. Anything that helps. Anything that takes the pain away a little bit. Anything that helps you kind of forget what's going on and snap out of actual reality. Anything that distances you from what you're feeling. You gravitate to that. It may not be the best thing. You think everybody who do crack want to do crack? No. But they can escape. And that's all they know to do. You think all the alcoholics want to be alcoholics? No. But they can escape, and that's all they know how to do. You think the hoes want to be hoes and the sluts want to be sluts? No. But that's all they know how to do. Sometimes to take the pain away, you do whatever the fuck is right there. May not be the best option, but it worked for the time being. It worked for the moment. And if you could just get a couple minutes of relief, sometimes it's worth it. It's worth it. In your head. You know what I'm saying? If I could just not feel this shit for a couple seconds, for a couple minutes, for an hour or two, fuck it. It's worth it. Because nobody was ever taught or nobody ever took the time to teach us the long game. Why do you think a lot of people pass away even though they're taking medicine every day for whatever ailments they have? Because it's temporary. It don't fix the problem. We know people in our family that had diabetes for years. They take their insulin shots every day and still die from diabetes. We know people who got high cholesterol and they take their medicine every day and still die from having high cholesterol. We know people that got heart issues their whole life. Take whatever medicine, they still pass away from having heart issues. Because those are quick fixes. And quick fixes never get you to where you're supposed to be. Attacking the root, getting down to the nitty gritty, and playing the long game. Yeah, it may take a little longer. Of course. It may take a little longer. Instead of you smoking or drinking or doing whatever you're doing the healing, may take a little longer, and it may be a little bit more painful. But you'll get to the goal, and you'll get further and further away from whatever it is that you was feeling. And you'll heal that thing so that you have more time to enjoy your life than you have to destroy your life. And a lot of y'all are waking up to that fact. I can't keep nursing my pain and then expect for it to go away. I can't keep feeding the motherfucking tapeworm and then expecting for the motherfucker to starve. At some point, I'm just going to have to stop. I'm going to have to find an alternative. I'm going to have to do something different. Period. Amen. Amen. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. I still have consultation specials right now for those who want to do calls. I'm thinking, let me look at my calendar real quick. I'm thinking of next Thursday, for those who are interested, doing a 3-hour childhood trauma healing seminar via Zoom. If you're interested, it depends on how many people are interested. If I go through with it or not, it'll only be $30 for the holiday. 3-hour Zoom on childhood trauma healing. We'll go through how to heal your childhood traumas, how to identify your childhood traumas, the different exercises and tools and tips and all of the different things that you need to start that process and to continue that process. And then I'll do a Q&A, of course, like I always do at the end. You will also be able to receive the recording of that particular Zoom so that you can watch it after. You can take notes. You can go back to it, whatever you want to do. So if you're interested, inbox me. I'll be accepting payments until the day of. So you have from Thursday to Thursday. Again, it's only $30. For those who are interested, feel free to shoot me an inbox message. You can use this box at the bottom. Just put interested in this box and DM me. Or if you have me on any other socials, the same thing. If you have my email, you can shoot me an email, interested, whatever, and I'll send you the breakdown, the payment information, and everything, and then I'll lock you in. I feel like I'm definitely going to do it, so just, again, if you're interested, inbox me. I'll send you the information over. As we go deeper into this rest and rejuvenation season, it is so, so, so important to utilize it. Utilize this quiet time. Utilize this moment of space and rest and clarity and isolation to your advantage. Okay? So that when the official spiritual new year comes back around, which is in March, not January 1st, but March 21st, okay? The spring equinox, you will be prepared for whatever is to come for 2025. All right? Y'all know I prepare you guys in advance. So we're going to be using the next 3 months to prepare for 2025. The year is not over. And a lot of you guys have been kind of walking around feeling empty or incomplete, or like you haven't achieved certain things because you're looking at this physical year. You think the year's over. The year's not over, babe. We still got a 4th quarter. We are now entering the 4th quarter. Okay? So we're going to walk through a lot of different things with that seminar. It's definitely time to heal on a deeper level. You know, a lot of times you just don't have the information to go deeper, you know, beyond the surface level of what you feel or what you've experienced. So that's what we're going to be doing. And if you've ever done a seminar with me, you know, we get down to the nitty gritty. There is a unspoken understanding that whatever is said stays there. So Q&As, asking questions, all of those things will be available, and you don't have to worry about feeling like you are by yourself or like you are alone. If anything, from the seminars, a lot of the participants, if you've done seminars with me, you learn that you're actually not alone, and that there's a lot of people who have been through what you've been through and feel what you feel. And that's just the purpose of community. You know what I'm saying? Of course, isolation is needed to deal with yourself, but community is needed to help you feel and understand that you're not by yourself in the things that you're doing for yourself. Okay? So that will definitely be available. Again, inbox me if you're interested. Also, if you're interested in any specials, you can inbox me as well. Just say specials and I'll send you the information. I have mentorship specials, 2-week and 4-week. I have 10-card reading specials still available. I have consultation and advice specials still available for those who are interested. If you are a reader and you like literature, my website, I have books that I've written on shadow work, on trauma healing, on all types of different shit. Chakras, I mean, you name it is there. I have coloring books. I got notebooks. I got all types of stuff. Manifestation journals. Any and everything you can think of on my website under books, okay? All of the services are on my website as well. I probably will not go live tomorrow. Not even probably. I won't be live tomorrow. Next week, I'll be back into the full swing of things. Live every day, Monday through Thursday. Fridays sometimes. But we'll pick back up next week for sure. Starting Monday. And yeah. Okay. Definitely take these messages. This will be posted on YouTube. It will go live on YouTube tomorrow, rising maybe like 9:30, 10 a.m. for those who want to rewatch it. So make sure that you subscribe. That link is in my bio as well. Turn on your notifications for this TikTok page and for YouTube, so you know whenever I go live on both. But if you want to rewatch it from the beginning, or if you came in a little late and you know you want to watch it or whatever, that will go live tomorrow rising. Okay? Light and love to all of you guys. I will see you guys Monday. Have an amazing weekend. Stay safe. Stay warm because it's cold as fuck outside. Okay? Stay in good spirits. And remember to listen to your body. Okay? If you feel like resting, just rest. If you want to lay down, lay down. But whatever you do, listen to your body. All right? Peace.